as you start to arrive to a comfortable position, you can just check in with your posture, check in with the physical shape of your body. And sometimes, without even noticing it, we can think we're like totally relaxed, but we're kind of like crunched over. We might be like leaning to one side or really hunched in our posture. So just starting your practice by checking in with your body, going from the most physical, and we'll start to move into the more subtle. So just feeling that relationship between your pelvic floor and the back of your throat, up and down the center line of your body, up and down the spinal cord. Feeling the relationship between your shoulders and your hips. And just feeling everything sort of align and click into place. And if you're in a space where you feel safe to do so, at any point you can let the eyes gently close. And just marking your arrival to this practice with a full and deep cleansing breath. Taking a long, slow inhale in through the nose, feeling yourself fill up with this new air. Pausing for just a moment when you are full, just noticing what that's like. And then slowly letting it go. And pushing all the air out of you, even once you think you're empty, seeing if you can empty a little bit more. And then just pausing in that emptiness. And letting the next breath come as needed. And you can do that a few more times if you need. You can make your exhales audible if you need. Sometimes when we hear our body physically exhaling, it can just communicate to us on a deeper and more cellular level that we are releasing. This is a time to relax and to let go. And at any point, you can release all guidance over the breath. And maybe feeling yourself stepping back and up into that role of the observer. And observing each breath as it comes and goes. Remembering that the body will always breathe on its own. And there is no need for your guidance for your body to breathe. And you do have the power to just sit back and witness the breath. And know that sometimes this feels impossible. It can feel nearly impossible to watch the breath without controlling it in any way. And sometimes this feels really straightforward. So it is okay wherever you are today. And then just letting your attention start to rest on your face and on your head. And also on the neck and the shoulders. Just the whole region above your heart. And just start to check in with how your body is feeling in this area. Sometimes we can get really stuck in this area and feel a lot of emotions, a lot of strong and powerful emotions. Sometimes we can have a lot of resistance in this area. Our shoulders can be uptight to our ears, our jaw can be holding, our brow can be furrowed, and just kind of everything can be tight here. And feeling that contrast, so maybe even just tightening everything and like hunching the shoulders up and closing your mouth really tight, squinting the eyes, and then letting go. So you can really feel that contrast between when you are holding on to something and when you let go. And just letting the shoulders drop down and away from the ears. Letting the full length of your neck exist as you feel the crown of your head reaching away from your seat a little bit more. Letting your chin be soft and your jaw just hang into place. As you just trust your own anatomy. Trust that your bones and muscles will hold everything into place exactly as it's meant to, without any of your doing. Releasing your lips and your nose, softening your cheeks and your eyes, and even all those little muscles along the lash line, even feeling those soften so that the corners of your eyes get a tiny bit wider just by the release of these little muscles. And letting that softness expand to the eyebrows and to the forehead, to the hairline, the ears, the scalp. So that you feel a general sense of stillness and release across your whole skull, your face, your neck, your shoulders. And allowing that sense to naturally expand down the body. So feeling the arms soften now, the hands and the fingers. Feeling the chest, the lungs, feeling your rib cage just resting against your lungs and your skin resting against your rib cage. So this hugging feeling, this hugging sensation in your lungs. And each time your body gently breathes in, this hug gets a tiny bit tighter as you feel your lungs press against the ribs. And the ribs press against the skin. And the skin press against the air. Letting that softness naturally spread to your stomach and all the organs in your stomach. As you just trust that they are resting in their desired positions, in their natural positions. And just allowing your stomach to gently expand each time your body inhales and gently fall each time your body exhales. So welcoming the breath to travel deeper, lower into the body, grounding you down a little bit more. Welcoming yourself to come out of your headspace and out of the emotions and into the security that is your body and where you are in space. Allowing your hips to fully soften into space, your pelvic floor and your glutes feeling secure and supported by whatever surface is holding you up. And watching as that safe and secure sensation naturally spreads down the legs and into the feet. So all the muscles down your legs almost feel like they're ungripping or rolling off of the bones as they surrender into whatever position you've chosen. And now just seeing the outline of your entire body and where you are in space. The shape that you have chosen, where your skin meets the air that surrounds you, where your skin touches the surface beneath you and the clothes that touch your skin and the air that touches your skin. And just starting to listen to this space that's around you. Listening with your ears and your sense of sound, but also listening with your whole body as you remember that each pore that is on your skin is like a little portal connecting your inner world to the outer world. And each time that your body breathes in, these pores gently expand. And each time that you breathe out, these pores gently close and contract, acting as a natural filter for the air that's around you. So anything that is beneficial to you, any loving and healing energy that surrounds you will naturally be attracted to your body. And anything that does not fit in that category will naturally just fall away. And starting to listen to the sounds inside of your body as well. And just hearing the sounds that are coming from you. Whether that is just the sound of your gentle breath, maybe the sound of your stomach digesting, or the sound of your heartbeat. Just tuning into the constant sounds that are the constant throughout your entire life. These sounds that are always playing quietly in the background of everything that you do. From the time you were in the womb till your last breath on this earth. Your heart will continue to beat until it doesn't. So just tuning in deeply to that heartbeat, that gift that is inside of you. And just remembering the miracle that is your heart, and how there is nothing specific that you have done to make this heart beat, to keep your body alive. And it is a true mystery and miracle of your existence. And know that just the fact that you have a heart that is beating inside of you means that you are worthy of this heart that is inside of you. You are worthy of this life that you have. And sometimes we can all get really stuck in thinking that we haven't done enough, or we need to do more in order to prove that we are worthy of love and appreciation. And we all will get stuck in these thought patterns of lack. And just remembering when those thoughts come up that they are just feelings, and feelings are not facts. They are just meant to be felt. And the truth exists underneath those feelings, and sometimes within the feelings. But knowing that the truth here is that you are deeply loved, and your proof of that is in your beating heart. And when we get stuck in these thoughts that we need to do more in order to earn love, when we need to go out and seek love, and when we feel that deep lonely sense inside of us, knowing that that is a natural feeling and we will never escape that feeling, and at the same time it is fleeting and it will come and go. And we can remind ourselves when we are deep in that sense of loneliness that we have all the love that exists ever. We have a direct line to the source of the energy we've all come from in our own hearts. So when we find ourselves going out and trying to earn this love, we can remember that we already have all the love, and it is our job to share that love. And simply by recognizing our love and sharing it, that is what naturally allows it to grow and expand. So switching our mindset from this place of lacking, where we need to earn more, into a place of trusting that we already have all that we need. And it's our job to share all the blessings that were given to us. And that is the greatest way we can show gratitude for the gifts that we have, is by recognizing them and sharing them and watching them multiply all around us. And trusting that you will never feel completely whole and connected and holy all the time. And we are humans, so we are not meant to. Our body is represented by the moon. The moon does not have a light of its own. Our body is simply matter. And the sun can represent our soul in that connection that we have to life force. And our body, or the moon, will reflect that light. And sometimes it is completely illuminated by that light, by the soul. And we are a full moon, and we are bright, and we are whole, we are connected, and we feel like sharing that light and shining it down on others. And other times we are a new moon, and we are completely in the dark from our soul. And we feel disconnected and lost and lonely. But it is just one of the many phases of the moon and of our lives. And as long as we are human, we will not escape these phases. So we can just trust that the next one is always on the way. Sometimes we are a full moon, and sometimes we are a new moon. And then all those stages in between. So allowing yourself to be in whatever phase you are in. Fully soaking up the light if you are a full moon, and fully cocooning and resting in that darkness if you are a new moon. And another analogy I thought of sometime last week that feels really helpful is kind of like if you're in a storm, and if everything just seems to be coming down hard on you, and you really feel like you are in the thick of it, and you find yourself just kind of ruminating and replaying all the bad things and just living in that storm. It's kind of like you're running alongside this rainstorm, and the storm's trying to just like come and pass over you, but you are so determined to kind of figure out this storm and get closer to the rain and analyze every little bit of it. So you're just running alongside this giant storm, staying in it a little bit longer. But as soon as you just accept that the storm is here and just have a seat, let the rain come and fall on you and trust that it will pass. As soon as you stop, the storm will naturally move on. And there's no need for you to chase it. There's no need for you to figure it out when you are in the thick of it, because things will always be unclear. And it's hard to trust your findings when you are in the middle of a storm. So just letting it come, trusting that every storm does run out of rain. And once it clears and the sun starts to shine, you can see it in the distance and get some more perspective and figure it out from that perspective. And getting some of that distance so that you can see a little bit more clearly. So I'm going to read a passage from Inward by Yung Pueblo. And I will type the name of this book in the chat after, so don't worry about remembering that. Just feel free to continue to relax the body and receive the words that feel good to you. Loneliness will not go away if we remain far away from ourselves. Repeat daily. Notice the stories you hold in your mind and let go of the ones that cause tension. Sometimes people are simply meant to teach you how not to act in the future. Everyone is a teacher, but that does not mean everyone is correct. There have been times in our lives when we have been a good example for those around us, while at other times we have not been a good example. If we recognize our own imperfections, it helps us have compassion for all people and look upon us as equals. Just because someone was wrong once, it doesn't mean they're going to be wrong forever. Similarly, just because we may perceive someone as wrong, it does not necessarily mean that we are right. In most cases, we lack the perfect information required to form an objective and universal perspective. It is important to remember that we are all imperfect and that we all live through the limited perspective of ego. Striving to learn as much as we can from one another without making harsh and permanent judgments is a sign of wisdom. Part of being human is having opportunities to give and receive forgiveness. I am not sure when I will be completely free and healed, but I do know I will feel it more clearly than anything else I have ever felt in my life. The idea that when you let go of what you want, it comes to you. Working toward our goal, but simultaneously letting it go, may seem paradoxical, but it is the fastest way to achieve what we want. Letting go is not giving up. It is the graceful walk between continuing to put effort into making our preferred reality come true, and not allowing our happiness to be controlled by something we do not have. I'm going to read that sentence again. Letting go is not giving up. It is the graceful walk between continuing to put effort into making our preferred reality come true and not allowing our happiness to be controlled by something we do not have. If we remain attached, we tend to feel agitation or even misery. This creates tension in our being that blocks us from fulfilling our desires. Sometimes we may still get what we want, even if we do not know how to let it go. But in these cases, we may be less capable of keeping what we want, and it may even cause us more misery because we never address the root of our tension, which is our inability to appreciate what we already had to begin with. What do we get when we let go of the past and the future? Inner peace. Realizing peace within ourselves, no matter our external circumstance, is a high form of freedom that allows blessings, miracles, and success to flow into our lives. Happiness and gratitude are attractive forces. Their lack of wanting is what clears the road so that new things may come with greater ease. Water teaches flexibility and power. Earth represents firmness and balance. Air sings of intelligence and bravery. And fire speaks of action and growth. We'll just take the next few moments to just once again tune into the body and allow anything that has connected to settle within you. And trusting that when something resonates with you, when you hear words outside of you that really make your body maybe tingle, or when you feel that sense of truth inside of you, you can trust that it's because you already know these things to be true. And you are ready for these things to be confirmed. And anything that does not resonate, you don't have to worry about. It can just naturally fall away. And just finding some sense of softness across your face and your head and your shoulders as you allow your breath to naturally flow in and out. And if it feels like something you'd like to do, you can bring your hands to a prayer position at heart center. And just finding that connection of your palms to each other, of your fingers to each other, of your heart to your thumbs, and your thumbs back to your heart. And just remembering all that power that you have, that you were born with and you will always have. And as you take a deep breath in, allow this power of your love to be fueled and energized. And as you breathe out, just allowing anything that no longer serves you to exit your body as you let your head gently bow. And just bowing to the source of energy you have come from, whatever that means to you. And bowing to the constant source of guidance and inspiration around you. Bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice alongside you. And most importantly, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today, for choosing to listen, and for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and your nights, and may you bring the same love and understanding into everything that you do and to everyone that you see. Namaste.